Okay, Screencast-O-Matic. I've used this before. I really should try and use it more in my teaching. So how has my mindset been challenged, extended, or affirmed? Definitely been challenged. And maybe you notice it from the way the world language standards are written out. They're very general and vague, and that's because for the elementary schools that use them, we don't all follow the same curriculum because we try and relate what we're doing in the classroom to what the classroom teachers are doing through their units of inquiry. So while we do cover some of the same topics and things like that, we are very lucky to have kind of more open-ended ways or types of assessments, I guess, which makes it kind of hard then doing something like this. You kind of make up as you go what you would want your assessments to look like and what you're assessing students on and what is mastery and all these things. So up until now, our assessments only focused on speaking and listening, which didn't leave a lot of room for that cultural exploration piece. And so now we're adding the cultural exploration piece, which you see on my assessments, or which you can see on my I can statements. And yeah, so I feel like that adds more opportunity to do those higher level thinking skills and higher rigor. So along with that, I thought it was important to add the literacy standard because just the world language standards by themselves doesn't really offer a clear place to go with assessment. So the whole process itself has really challenged me because I don't feel like I've really done a good job with aligning what I'm doing to the standard. So I've really enjoyed doing that. And the whole backwards planning model, starting with the assessments in mind and then making sure everything you're doing is going towards how can students answer the questions on the assessments is good, making sure that it all makes sense together, the backwards design. What are a few topics or ideas that you would take to a colleague to share? Why did you choose the topics? Actually, in our PD meeting yesterday, we were talking about the high rigor again, group work, and intercultural understanding was another big thing. And we talked about how what employers are looking for, and I shared about the 4 C's and how it related to the work that we're doing because those things are important. So yeah, I definitely share about the 4 C's. What are questions I have for the instructors or participants? This is kind of a boring screen. Cast-O-Matic, it's the same screen the whole time. I'm wondering how the other participants see themselves using PBL in their classroom. I kind of talked about this a little bit in my reflection piece, like what it would really look like to have me do this in my classroom. And so yeah, I kind of would want to know, how do you see yourself using it in your classroom and how confident are you in using it? Yeah. And well, the enrichment activities like the Twitter challenges and things like that, I didn't even realize that those existed. So I've had a Twitter deck and all those things, but I've never used it. So I think that's been really enlightening. I've emailed some of the people on there and they've responded to me, and I've saved some documents that I thought were interesting. And so it's just nice to have a whole base of other people who are like-minded and encouraging you to use PBL, and um, not just that, but all the other ones like the Iowa Ed Chat has some interesting topics, especially because it relates to Iowa. And then I've really liked the technology one, the one-on-one technology. We've gotten some good ideas off of there, and so that's been really cool. Um, and like I was saying, my thing, I have one-on-one technology, so in my room, so I'm always looking for that new technology piece. Well, I hope you've really enjoyed my screencast-o-matic, and thank you for your time.